I love men. I do. It's no secret. I really appreciate, I have a lot of different kinds of man friends, and I really appreciate from the caveman basic to the intellectual out of touch with his body. I really do appreciate, just like I do with women, all the facets and all the different types of personalities of the people that are in my life. But today I wanted to address the men that watch these videos, that are brave enough to watch these videos. And what I want to touch on is the idea of what a woman needs when she says she needs you to hold space. That sounds like a very lofty, esoteric type of term, but it actually is not. The relationship that you create together creates that container. That connection is the container. And what you choose to fill that container with is up to you as a couple. Now, I'm talking this in terms of man and woman because those are the relationships that I engage in. But it doesn't need to be man and woman because I would say that in most relationships, there is the polarity of the sacred feminine and the sacred masculine. And sometimes those roles switch. So I'm going to use the pronouns of man and woman and he and she, but they don't necessarily have to be as assigned to a gender. They really don't. It's really more about, again, the polarity of the sacred feminine and the sacred masculine and how they hold space together for each other. So, in order for a woman to open and feel vulnerable, she needs to feel that her person is able to hold that space in strength. Yes, empathize. Yes, speak with her. Yes, rumble if necessary. But she needs to know that you can hold her together so that she may fall apart. So, whether or not you're taking her on date night, or you're paying attention, or you're checking in, or you're sending her one of those texts that I talk about pieces of gratitude, those are all ingredients and very important. But if your woman doesn't feel safe, that she can fall apart and doesn't trust you, it will not head anywhere good. And you will be missing a huge part of the beauty of the intimacy that that kind of connection can provide. I offer this today because an amazing close personal friend of mine was involved with a man who really had the language down. He knew all the words. He knew the vocabulary. He knew the word container. He knew, that you need to make sure that your person feels important, that they get words of affirmation, that they get the quality time. He knew all the ingredients, but in the crux of it, he was unable to come through and hold space for her. And so the relationship imploded. And I would offer, as a strong woman, you need an even stronger partner to hold that space for you. And if your partner is very strong, you've got to be super strong to hold that space for them. You've got to be fearless. You don't dissolve into tears next to them. You let them rest knowing that you are protecting them. And these roles go back and forth. It is not the man who's standing there with the sword all the time. Sometimes I'm at the fucking gate and no one's getting in to mess who woos behind the gate. So this is a huge topic. But what I wanted to touch on today is that the ingredients, like the day-to-day actions in cultivating a relationship, are important. Of course they are. But what's even more important is that unspoken, unconditional space that you can hold so that your partner can thrash around inside it. If you can provide that, that's truly being a partner. And you take turns. This is something I feel so strongly about because I think that men are given a lot of advice about how to deal with their wives, like how to make them feel special, and I'm not taking anything away from those things. But there are some central things that are not being talked about that are, I'm telling you, they will be miraculous in changing the very makeup of your relationship. They take raw honesty. They take being really real and getting uncomfortable. But they can be very beautiful and rewarding too. I invite you to start thinking about your relationship in terms of, does it hold you? Does it hold you when you need to be held? When you need to be held down? When you need to be held up? Does it provide those things for you? Is there a place where you could start to make sure that you're providing those things for your partner? And that's what I leave you with today. And I will see you tomorrow.